Donald Trump is trying to interfere with Jair Bolsonaro's criminal trial. What's he done? He's dropped a massive trade bomb, announcing an additional 50% tariff on all Brazilian exports to the US. But will this interference lead to good fortune or failure for Bolsonaro? Let's find out, and don't forget to subscribe to the Brazilian Report and enjoy a 7-day free trial. Trump sought to justify his decision by complaining about, quote-unquote, Brazil's insidious attacks on free elections and the fundamental free speech rights of Americans. It's worth pointing out that it's Bolsonaro who is on trial for allegedly attempting to subvert Brazil's 2022 election. The tariffs are just the latest move in Trump's escalating attempt to intimidate Brazil's judiciary. The campaign has already involved lawsuits and threats of sanctions against a member of the Supreme Court, all fueled by Bolsonaro's son. Now it has reached the level of state-to-state pressure. The economic fallout, the potential trade war, and how blame will be distributed among Brazil's domestic political forces are still far from certain, as we at the Brazilian Report have broken down on our special Bolsonaro trial page. When it comes to Bolsonaro's legal defense, however, Trump's intervention carries plenty of risk for Brazil's former president. By walking hand in hand with Trump, Bolsonaro may end up reinforcing precisely the same playbook he followed while in office. In other words, trying to corner institutions for his own personal benefit. Also, Bolsonaro can't dismiss that political scientists in multiple countries cite Trump as a textbook example of how unpunished autocratic leaders tend to grow more aggressive in a second term. Brazil's Supreme Court justices, meanwhile, have made it clear they won't back down. Brazilians will wait until they see it to believe it, but the court's recent hardening stance on major tech firms suggests a more assertive posture. Over the phone, the head of the Supreme Court agreed with President Lula that the response to Trump's tariffs has to come from the executive branch.
E nosso juramento integral de defesa da Constituição brasileira e pela soberania do Brasil, pela independência do Poder Judiciário e pela cidadania de todos os brasileiros e brasileiras, pois deixamos de ser colônia em 7 de setembro de 1822 e com coragem estamos construindo uma república independente e cada vez melhor.
At least until the tariff announcement, Justice Alexandre de Moraes, the rapporteur of the Bolsonaro trial, had been confronting foreign pressure head-on. In an interview with The New Yorker, he said that unless an aircraft carrier makes its way to Lake Paranoá in Brasília, Trump wouldn't be able to influence judicial decisions in Brazil. That remark was a pointed reference to the U.S. Navy ships sent in 1964 to support the military coup that overthrew Brazilian democracy, a memory Trump now seems willing to revive.